evening here. We will have a panel of political experts helping us break down the races and what this could mean moving forward toward next year's midterm elections as well. And Dr. Stephen Farnsworth is a political science professor and director at the Center for Leadership and Media Studies at the University of Mary Washington. Michael Negron is a senior fellow for economic opportunity at American Progress and former special assistant to President Biden for economic policy. Rina Shah is a D.C.-based political strategist as well. So we have a great group here. Dr. Farnsworth, we'll kick it off with you. It's looking like a really big night so far for Democrats in Virginia. How much do you think Republicans were hurt by the federal worker layoffs and now this government shutdown?
Well, this is the key question that voters have to deal with. They have to deal with how to pay the bills. And when you are looking at the kind of uncertainty, the economic uncertainty that has been a result of the choices that the Trump administration has made, you create an immense headwind for Republicans. It's just a very, very difficult idea to deal with all of those federal cutbacks, the shutdown, the contractors, everybody that is suffering now. And that spills through all the people who are selling all kinds of things in the retail environment, because nervous people don't spend money.
Yeah, and lose the confidence of a party vote sometimes as well, as we're seeing. Rina, some see the results of this race as a bit of a referendum on President Trump. He never, by the way, officially endorsed Earl Sears for governor. He said go out and vote for the Republican, but didn't mention her in a call last night that went statewide. What impact do you think the president has or had on the races here in Virginia?
I believe President Trump had an outsized impact on really everything in Virginia. What we're seeing happening in the House of Delegates with so many losses, it's clearly a night where having an R next to your name is a bad idea. And this is something we could have predicted, because we see how detrimental it has been for this federal government shutdown to be going on for as long as it has, not just on the economic side, but also in terms of trust. Party trust has sunk to all-time lows. I believe even out in the rural areas, you could look at Republicans and ask them what they felt about not just the cost of living, but do they trust the Republicans to enact any of the campaign promises that Trump made just this time last year? In general, also looking at what Abigail Spanberger really was able to do on the trail, she was able to portray herself more clearly and her plans, her policies, and the solutions she spoke about, again, in a more clear way than Winston Earl Sears was able to do, because at times it felt that Sears was just unable to even talk about what her plans would be. People had trouble accessing her plans online. And I do believe that President Trump, at the end of the day, did see that this was a deeply flawed candidate in Sears, and didn't even want to give her the lukewarm endorsement, despite her being the lieutenant governor.
Yeah, and right now, if you look back at the presidential race, President Trump lost Virginia by about 6 points, and we're seeing numbers now. Spanberger up 14 points over Winston Earl Sears here. So there is a correlation. It's even bigger right now. Let's move on to Michael. A question for you about what this Spanberger victory means in the big political picture. Do you think it's indicative of something much larger? Is it a bellwether? How do you see it?
It's absolutely a bellwether. What we saw today in Virginia, similar to what we're seeing in New Jersey, in New York, is candidates getting elected on affordability platforms, doing better than expected. We have looking like more of a double-digit, low double-digit win for Abigail Spanberger. It's looking like a double-digit win for Mikey Sherrill in a race that was projected to be closer than the race here in Virginia. And we are 1 year removed from a president who returned to office on a promise to lower prices on day one. And what he instead did was very quickly start implementing policies that have been driving prices up, sweeping tariffs, mass deportations that drive up the costs of labor for businesses, letting the premium tax credits expire for the Affordable Care Act. So we have 24 million Americans, including 400,000 Virginians, who are going to see their premiums double. You have the cuts to the federal workforce. You have the disruption to SNAP. It has been a chaotic presidency for Americans across the country, for a president who was elected to fix the economy. And so it is quite the indictment of the president's mismanagement of the economy. And you can, again, see Abigail Spanberger, what's the first thing she talked about? Cost of living and acting on the cost of living. And so there's a real message here for Democrats across the country as we approach the midterms, and that is affordability is the way to win next year. And it's a real warning sign for Republicans in the White House and in the Congress.
Yeah, and as we have seen time and time again, a lot of voters voting with their wallets. Thank you to our panel. We will check back in with you shortly. In the meantime, joining us now is Larry